Hello and welcome. I'll be your guide today as we walk through this truly special exhibition tracing the chairman's incredible legacy. We have just about 5 minutes together, but in that time, we're going to take a calm, focused walk through the life of a man whose philosophy of sharing is quite literally changing the world around us. So let's go ahead and step right into our first space together. Before we get too far in, I want you to take a close look at this number. 90%. That is exactly how much of his personal income the chairman returns directly to society. It's a staggering figure, right? And honestly, this immense, unwavering dedication to giving back is the beating heart of everything we're about to see today. Okay, so here's our game plan for the next few minutes. We'll start with social contribution part 1, then briefly hit the photo zone, step back in time in the relic room, move through social contribution part 2 and the clothing room, and finally, we'll wrap things up at the military, police, and gifts section. We're on a bit of a tight schedule, so let's keep moving. Here we are at Section 1, Social Contribution, Nurturing Talent. This first hall is completely dedicated to the chairman's massive, ongoing investments in our future generations. Just look at the sheer scale of this educational philanthropy. We're talking 500 million Korean won each to the Gangwon and Gyeonggi Scholarship Foundations, plus another 10 million to each of the 18 local educational offices in Gangwon. Over here, you'll see plaques from Soonchunhyang University. He funded their auditorium, which is actually named after him, along with school buses and scholarships. Oh, and catch a glimpse of that special liquor bottle right there. It's one of only 110 bottles ever made to celebrate Shanjiang University's 110th anniversary, gifted to him out of deep gratitude. Moving just a few steps over, we have our photo zone. You'll notice a massive Chosun Ilbo newspaper backdrop highlighting his early roots as a brilliant inventor. You can actually step right into his shoes here and even try on some commemorative clothing for a photo later on. It's a really fun way to capture the memory of your visit. Now, let's walk into Section 2, the relic room, roots and memories. You can probably feel the atmosphere shift a bit here. It's a quieter, much more historical space. Take a look at these beautifully hand-carved epitaphs and records. These belong to Nam Taegi, the chairman's 10th-generation ancestor who actually served as the Minister of Education during the Joseon dynasty. These pieces, along with his wife's records and a tombstone rubbing, were carefully retrieved during a tomb location from Jincheon. They really speak to a deep generational legacy of humble public service. And right next to that, we have something truly spectacular. This is a remarkably rare blue and white porcelain piece, completely intact with its original lid. To give you an idea of just how special this is, it recently received an appraisal value of 2 billion won. It is an absolute historical masterpiece. If you cross the aisle with me, we get into some wonderful personal milestones. There are lovely family photos featuring his parents, grandparents, his wife, and a very handsome portrait of the young chairman himself. Below those are items straight from his pockets. We've got his old wallet, his passport, military discharge papers, flight tickets, and an old KEB bank book, which, as you probably know, is Hana Bank these days. It makes his journey feel so incredibly human. Now see this vast collection of notebooks? They embody one of his core philosophies: record, don't try to remember. He is intensely meticulous about note-taking. He doesn't just use these himself, he actually gifts personalized notebooks to his employees every single year to pass on this exact habit. Next to those notebooks are his tools of the trade. Look closely at these era-specific cameras he took on overseas trips and those heavily worn travel bags. Think about the immense wealth we just talked about, and then look at these items. They are well-loved, heavily used, and honestly, they're a perfect testament to his deeply ingrained frugality. That brings us to a phrase that perfectly ties all this together. Far from luxury, much in contribution. It's not just a nice saying, it is literally the guiding motto of his life, elegantly bridging the humility of his ancestors with the massive philanthropic impact he makes today. Just before we leave this room, look at the framed certificate right at the end here. That is an appointment to the steering committee of the National Unification Advisory Council. It's an elite presidential advisory role limited to just 50 operating members nationwide, a true mark of dedicated national service. Moving smoothly along, we're entering Section 3, Social Contribution Part 2 and the clothing room. This area shifts our focus directly toward youth support and cultural heritage. Over here, you'll see binders absolutely filled with heartfelt thank you letters from young elementary students. He generously supported the 100th anniversary events for his alma mater, Cheongju High School. And perhaps most touchingly, he provides crucial financial aid for the children of injured police officers and firefighters. It's very localized, very deeply felt giving. Right beside those letters is a stunning piece of cultural history. This traditional Korean garment is called a daesupo. The chairman and his wife actually wore this very outfit during the grand finale of the 2006 Seoul World Garment Festival, an amazing event that brought together cultural representatives from 53 different countries. Let's step forward to Section 4, dedicated to the military and police. This space honors the deep dedication of our armed forces and law enforcement. The chairman has immense respect for those in uniform. He established strong sisterhood ties with the Chair 1 border troops, and every single year, he goes out to give invention lectures for the soldiers and officers. But he goes beyond just lectures. He sponsors warm meals and brings in morale-boosting support to make sure these troops know they are truly appreciated. Now, as we look at the police displays, let me ask you something. For years, he provided direct scholarships to the children of police officers, but suddenly that direct support stopped. Any idea why? Well, it was actually because of the Kim Young-ran Anti-Graft Act. The new laws meant he could no longer hand those scholarships directly to the families. But instead of just throwing his hands up and stopping, he elegantly adapted. He pivoted and set up official, transparent scholarship foundations through the police agency, ensuring that his vital support wouldn't miss a beat. Finally, please step this way into our last section, meaningful gifts. Out of all the unique mementos the chairman has received over the years, there's one small item here that is just incredibly special. Take a close look at this single 1,000 won bill. The Chairwon police chief wanted to give the chairman a birthday gift, but instead of something flashy, he hunted down a 1,000 won bill with a serial number that perfectly matches the chairman's exact birth date. The chairman was absolutely touched by such a thoughtful, personal gesture. And that one little gift actually sparked a brand new fascination. It inspired him to start his own highly specific hobby of collecting 50,000 won bills with unique, meaningful serial numbers. So what kind of numbers do you think he's hunting for today? It's a fun thought to leave you with. Thank you so much for walking through this incredible legacy of contribution with me. I hope you found it as inspiring as I do, and please enjoy the rest of your day.